Mari kita teruskan 6.9 kelas. Let's continue 6.9. Okay, let's look at this practice 6.9a. Okay, nyatakan sama ada dia state whether soluble or insoluble. Garam yang terlarutkan ke tak larutkan dalam air. Dalam air, in water. Okay, I forgot to add the English in water. It should be in water. Specifically in water. Okay, let's look at the first one. Sodium chloride. Nampak saja natrium, the moment you see sodium, you should know already, right? Kan? Nampak saja natrium, then you know ini adalah sebahagian daripada keluarga utama, the main family. Snap. Nak, betul tak? Right? Nak. Sodium, natrium, ammonium, uh, uh, apa dia? Nitrate dengan kalium, potassium. Ini keluarga utama ini memang larut, memang sentiasa larut, is always soluble, correct tak? Right? Okay, so this one, tengok yang ni. This one, larut lah. Correct? Okay. Then you look at the next one. Tengok yang, okay, tengok B. Now, ini adalah garam sulfate. So, you have to think back. Okay, garam sulfate, apa peraturan dia? What are the rules for sulfate? Semua larut kecuali, everything soluble except for, kecuali apa? Bacap kan? Right? For sulfate, the rule is semua larut kecuali bacap. Except for bacap. Ini yang tak larut. So, kena tengok lah. Is this bacap or not? Adakah ini bacap? Magnesium ini bacap tak? No, bukan. Which means what? Maksudnya, larut tak larut? Soluble or not? Soluble, larut. Larut. Okay? Okay. Calcium carbonate. Look at the next one. Ini adalah garam carbonate. Okay. You have to think back. Okay. Garam carbonate, apa peraturan dia? What is the rules for carbonate? Semua tak larut. Everything is insoluble except for kecuali keluarga utama, except for the main family. Right? Very good. So this one? Calcium ini, adakah dia sebahagian daripada keluarga utama? Is it part of the main family? Bukan. Which means what? Which means tak larut. Very good. Look at the next one. Lead 2 sulfate. Okay. Sulfate. Ini peraturan dia. So, kena tengok. Plumbum 2 ini, lead 2, is it part of bacap? Adakah dia sebahagian daripada bacap? Is it? Yes. So, maksudnya, larut tak larut? Soluble or not? Insoluble. Very good. Tak larut. Like that lah. Okay, look at this carbonate. Carbonate again. Ingat balik carbonate. Okay, so that means kalium ini main family? Yes. Nak, betul tak? Ini adalah garam nak. Kalium kan? Potassium is part of sap, right? That means larut ke tak larut? Soluble or not? Soluble. Larut. Sebab ini pengecualian dia. Correct or not? This is exception. Okay, look at this. Mercury Hg. Chlorida ini apa peraturan dia? For chlorides it is pah. Kan? Pah, isn't it? So, is this part of pah? Mercury 1? Ya, Mercury 1 adalah sebahagian daripada pah, maksudnya tak larut. Very good. Insoluble. Pengecualian dia lah. Very good. Okay, carbonate. So, again, ini bukan nak. It's not sap, isn't it? Tak larut. Chloride. Chlorida. Calcium ini bukan pah. It's not pah. That means larut. Kan? Larut. Soluble. Very good. Ammonium. Ini adalah keluarga utama. Main family. Which means main family larut. Very good. Why calcium carbonate tak larut? Because it's not, see, calcium. Kalau carbonate dia terbalik. Don't forget, carbonate is opposite. Carbonate, pengecualian dia yang larut is the exception that is soluble. Faham tak? Carbonate istimewa. Right? Terbalik. So, kalau dia bukan nak, if it's not sodium, ammonium, potassium, carbonate is not soluble. Faham tak? Okay? What is the pah? This one is plumbum 2, lead 2, silver, mercury 1, mercury 1. Yeah. Can? Boleh? Okay. Now look at this one, chlorida. This is a zinc. So, larut. Very good. Very good. Okay lah. Very good. Bagus. Excellent. Faham Understand which one is soluble, tak larut? Larut? Okay. Good. Nanti, you can try again. Cikgu dah bagi soft copy kan? Open the soft copy. Bila senang, bukan hari ni tau, not today no. Hari ni mesti awak ingat punya. Tomorrow or lusa ke, buka balik soft copy, cuba buat balik. Okay, it will help to seal your memory. Alright. Okay, come. E and I. Oh, sorry, E and I, yeah. Okay, thank you. Barium. This is sulfate. Jadi, peraturan dia, bacap tak larut kan? Bacap is insoluble, isn't it? Very good, tak larut. Okay, silver nitrate. Keluarga utama, main family, nitrate, which means larut. Larut. That's right. Senang kan? Easy, isn't it? Right? Easy, isn't it? Okay, come. Sekarang kita pergi kepada bahagian yang susah. Now we go to the difficult part. Preparation of the salt. Penyediaan garam. So, penyediaan garam, okay, preparation of salt, dia bergantung kepada jenis garam. Dia bergantung kepada ketelarutan garam. It depends on the solubility. Okay, garam dengan ketelarutan yang lain, ada kaedah yang lain. There are different methods for different solubility. So, what are the methods? Apakah kaedah-kaedah dia? Now, the first one, yang pertama, okay, so the first one, we have soluble salt, garam terlarutkan. Okay, soluble salt. So, soluble salt how? Macam mana kita menyediakan garam yang terlarutkan? Now, garam terlarutkan ini, dia terbahagi kepada dua juga. It's also divided into two. Okay, kita ada garam nak, the sap salts, which is this one. Sama yang macam yang kita guna tadi lah. The sap salts yang semua pun larut. Termasuk carbonate, including carbonates, right? Okay, this one. Dan kita ada garam bukan nak. That means garam terlarutkan yang lain lah. The other soluble salts. Do you understand? Faham tak? Garam terlarutkan yang lain. Selain daripada garam nak. Other than the sap salts. Can Faham Okay. Alright. So, untuk garam nak, for sap salts, there is only one way. Satu cara saja. Okay. What is the method? It is called, actually, sudah belajar. You've already learned this. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. The method, kaedah dia, this is, wait. This one, cikgu type. I didn't type earlier. So, this is, yes, titration. Very good. Pentitratan. Okay. Dan proses dia, the process is neutralization. Peneutralan. Itu proses dia. Kaedah dia pentitratan. The method is titration. Proses ialah peneutralan. Okay? Okay. For non-sap salt, garam bukan nak. Apa kaedah dia? What is the method? The method is, okay, okay, for non-sap salt, garam bukan nak. That means garam yang tak ada ion-ion ini. The salts that don't have this ion, don't have sodium, tak ada natrium, tak ada ammonium, tak ada kalium. Apa yang kita pakai? What do we use? What do we use for that? Yang ini kita pakai tindak balas asid. We use the acid reaction. Okay, tindak balas asid. So, we will do, kita akan buat, alright, untuk garam bukan nak, for the non-sap salts, we got three ways. Kita guna tindak balas asid. We are going to use acid reaction lah. Okay, so acid dengan base. Now, the base here ialah, biasanya ialah metal oxides. Oksida logam. Base ini merujuk kepada oksida logam. Contohnya, for example, potassium or magnesium oxide. Contohnya lah, magnesium oxide, zinc oxide, zinc oksida macam tu. Oksida logam, base. Okay? Apakah itu logam reaktif? Logam reaktif, you remember your form 3? Ingat tak tingkatan 3? Do you remember your reactivity series? Siri kereaktifan logam? Right? Okay, so you remember the list or not? Ingat tak senarai dia? So the list starts with kalium, right? Potassium. Okay. Okay, I give you one way to remember the reactive metal. Please stop Okay, calling, ini dalam bahasa Inggeris lah. Me a cute zebra. Okay, yeah. So P is for potassium. Okay, potassium, S sodium. Ini dalam bahasa Inggeris lah. And then dalam bahasa Melayu pun ada, tapi cikgu sudah lupa yang itu. Is kalau nak cari, cikgu pun dah lupa lah. Okay, but you have to go back lah sebab itu tingkatan 3 kan. So this one, potassium, sodium, this one is calcium. Magnesium, aluminium. And then biasanya until zinc is still okay lah. Zinc. Okay. Alright. Now, this one, kalau nak kahwin, okay. That one you have to look up lah kelas. Cikgu dah lupa yang tu. Okay, so this one, yes. Okay, siapa yang ingat, please type. Please type. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, what you have to remember, the reactive one is biasanya yang inilah sampai aluminium. Usually the cutoff is aluminium. Can go until zinc also. Okay, and or iron ataupun ferrum. Okay. Now, so the reactive metals we can use tindak balas dengan acid. Alright, tindak balas dengan acid can. But biasanya dalam soalan dia akan guna base atau carbonate. Normally we use base or carbonate only. Okay, let me explain to you kenapa. Let me explain to you the principle. Why is like that. Okay. Alright. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me explain to you why it's like that. Bila kita sediakan garam, when you want to prepare salt, for example, contohnya lah, contoh cikgu bagi, let's say you want, okay, that's not, there was a question why nitrates are not involved. Because garam nitrate, the nitrate salts, the one that is the important salt that we want to, okay. I tell you what, let me explain the principle first. Let's say class, katakan kita nak, you want to prepare magnesium chloride, magnesium chlorida. Katakan kita nak menyediakan magnesium chlorida. You want to prepare the salt. So di hujung eksperimen apa kita nak? At the end of the experiment, what we want? Kita nak garam magnesium chlorida yang tulen. We want pure magnesium chloride. Right? Because you want magnesium chloride, takkan kita nak magnesium chloride yang campur sedikit dengan mix together with a bit of acid, right? Tak nak. If you want magnesium chloride, you want magnesium chloride. Kita nak magnesium chloride dan chlorida yang tulen. Okay? So magnesium chloride ini adalah contoh garam yang, okay, first of all you tell me class, terlarutkan atau bukan? Soluble or not? Soluble or not? Terlarutkan atau bukan? Come on. Very good. This is soluble. Very good. Soluble. Larutkan. Because why? Because untuk klorida, pah yang tak terlarutkan. The exception is pah. Right? Ini bukan pah. Is not pah. Magnesium bukan pah. That means larut. Okay. So, ini adalah garam terlarutkan. It's a soluble salt. Adakah dia garam nak? Is it a sap salt? No. Bukan. Betul tak? Bukan. So, what method do we use? So, ini adalah garam terlarutkan. It's a soluble salt. Okay, it's a soluble salt. Tapi dia garam bukan nak. It's a non-sap salt. Right? So, what do we do? Tindak balas dengan acid. Very good. Reaction with acid. Okay. So, tindak balas dengan acid. Right? So, you can use lah whatever you want. Okay, let's say, katakan kita pilih acid dengan base. Okay, let's say we choose acid and base. So, here, apakah acid yang kita patut guna? You think back to your salt. Ingat balik garam. Apa yang menyumbang cation, apa yang menyumbang anion. What will supply the cation, what will supply the anion? So, kalau kita nak magnesium chlorida, okay, apa acid yang kita pakai? What acid should we use? Acid akan menyumbang. Acid will contribute. Acid will contribute what? Very good. Acid will contribute the anion. Anion ini datang daripada acid lah. So, kita guna acid. See, bila saya sebut dia, awak akan faham punya. Kita guna acid hydrochloric acid. Kenapa? Klorida untuk garam itu, the chloride for the salt, datang daripada acid. Faham tak? Understand or not? So anion datang dari acid. All the anions come from acid. Okay? Right? No. Slightly soluble. No, it's only slightly soluble. Okay. So what do we use? Magnesium. So in our syllabus class, kalau kita pakai base, as I said, you just straight away use the metal oxide. Can repeat? Wait, can. I will repeat overall. Okay. So if the magnesium, if we want magnesium, kita guna apa? What do we use? What do we use? Apa yang kita pakai kalau kita nak magnesium? Then you use, very good. Very good. We use magnesium oxide. That's right. Kita pakai magnesium oksida lah. Okay, we use magnesium oxide. Very good. Magnesium oksida akan menyumbang magnesium. The magnesium oxide will contribute the magnesium part of the salt. Manakala acid hydrochloric acid will contribute the chloride part, bahagian klorida. Faham tak? Okay. Magnesium carbonate cannot, because this one we want to use. Okay. If you're using another method, yes lah. Yes, magnesium carbonate can. Kalau kita guna kaedah logam carbonate boleh. Tapi kaedah yang kita pilih sini ialah acid dengan base. Kalau base oksida. Okay. So that's a very good point. So let's go through all lah. Boleh tak? Can or not? If we use magnesium carbonate untuk menyumbangkan magnesium, boleh. Can. Magnesium carbonate boleh menyumbangkan magnesium. Can. Okay. Can we use magnesium metal? Is a reactive metal. Can. Tapi kena panaskan. You have to heat it up lah. Can. Logam reaktif. Okay. But again, kalau peperiksaan, I will advise you to stick to these two. Guna oksida atau carbonate. Okay. Alright. Kecuali soalan suruh awak guna logam reaktif lah. Unless they ask you to use, then you use. Which method to use? It doesn't. It actually depends on the. It depends on the question. Dia bergantung pada soalan nanti yang keluar. So you have to read carefully. Okay. Alright. So now, what is this? How to write this? Okay, reactive metal is like just magnesium lah. Just magnesium. That's all. Magnesium. Okay. For the acid, we can only use hydrochloric acid. Acid hydrochloric saja. Tak boleh guna acid yang lain. There's no other choice because klorida ini disumbangkan oleh acid hydrochloric. Okay. You see, the point here is, okay, apa yang kita akan dapat? What will we get? So salt is when the metal replaces, apabila logam menggantikan. Kita akan dapat garam apabila logam menggantikan hydrogen. When the metal replaces the hydrogen, we get the salt. So ini adalah magnesium klorida, magnesium chloride, MgCl2 lah. Okay, dan kalau acid dan base, apa lagi? Yes, very good. Acid and base, we get salt and water. Very good. Air lah. So ini tak seimbang, 2 HCl. Okay, done. Okay, listen very carefully. Ingat bila kita buat penyediaan garam, okay, when we do preparation of the salt, in the end, pada hujungnya kita nak apa? Kita nak garam tulen. You want the pure salt. Betul? You want the pure salt. Kita nak magnesium chlorida tulen. We don't want magnesium chloride mixed with a bit of magnesium oxide. Tak nak. Right? Kita tak nak magnesium chlorida yang ada sedikit acid. Magnesium chloride with a hint of acid. Tak nak. Don't want. Okay, this is not a fine dining restaurant. Tak nak. We just want pure magnesium chloride. So now masalahnya ialah, you have to think about this practically. Secara praktikalnya, okay, kalau kita guna, so ini adalah larutan aqueous. This is an aqueous solution lah. Acid kan? Okay, so kita ada satu beaker. We have a beaker. Inside here, we put the acid. Kita letak acid di sini. Okay, HCl. Okay, and then kita tambah magnesium oksida. Now, kenapa kita guna oksida logam? Why are we using metal oxide? Metal oxide because it is a solid. Sebab dia pepejal. Okay. Pepejal, apa yang penting ialah pepejal yang tak terlarutkan. Insoluble solid. Listen carefully. Dengar baik-baik. Insoluble solid. So, pada awalnya bila kita tambah pepejal ini, the magnesium oxide when you add initially the powder, okay, asalkan ada acid lagi, as long as still got acid, what will happen? as long as it got acid, as long as still got acid, magnesium oksida ini akan bertindak balas dengan acid. Maksudnya, when it reacts with the acid, what happens to it? It will dissolve lah. Betul tak? Let me repeat that. Saya ulang. Dengar baik-baik. Listen carefully ya kelas. Asal pada awalnya, at the beginning, when we add the magnesium oxide, apabila kita tambah magnesium oksida ini, pepejal ini, when we add the solid, right? Wait, something is going on here. Okay. Okay. Awalnya, apabila kita tambah pepejal ini, what will happen? Asalkan ada acid lagi, as long as still got acid, dia akan bertindak balas. It will react, isn't it? It will react, right? Jadi, dia akan menjadi magnesium klorida, iaitu garam terlarutkan. It's a soluble salt, isn't it? So, larutan aqueous. It will form an aqueous solution. And water, which is a liquid. Air yang merupakan cecair. Nampak tak? You see that or not? Basically, it will just dissolve lah. Dia akan larut saja. Understand? Understand? Then, apa yang akan ada dalam beaker ini? What will be left in the beaker? What will be left in the beaker? We still got, masih ada. So, ada garam. Garam sudah ada. The salt is already formed. Aqueous solution. Air ada. Dan masih ada acid lagi. Still got acid. Still got acid. Understand or not? So, sini masih ada HCl. Okay. Magnesium oksida sudah larut. Magnesium oxide already dissolve. Right? Tapi sekarang sudah ada larutan magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride solution is there. And of course, ada air lah. Got water. Clear? Clear? This is in the beginning. Okay. So, pada masa ini, acid ini berlebihan. The acid is in excess. Faham tak? Acid berlebihan. Got more acid. So, sebaik saja kita tambah magnesium oksida. When you add magnesium oxide, mesti ada tindak balas. Definitely got reaction. Sebab ada acid lagi. Understand? Faham tak? Still got acid. Understand? Okay. So, kita akan tambah. Kalau pada peringkat ini, at this stage, if you want to get the pure salt, boleh tak? Pada peringkat ini, kalau kita nak dapat garam tulen magnesium klorida, boleh ke tak? Think about it. Is it possible? Think class, think. Boleh tak? Can we get the pure salt? Boleh. Tak boleh. Cannot. You know why not? Tahu tak kenapa? Because, okay, by the way class, don't be afraid to make mistake in class. Salah dalam kelas tak apa. Jangan salah dalam peperiksaan. Salah dalam kelas awak belajar. Don't be shy. Answer away. Wrong also never mind. Okay? Okay. So, why? Because it's a soluble salt. Yes, we have a way to what we call crystallize it lah. Untuk menjadikan dia hablo. Ada cara. But the problem now is, bukan saja ada magnesium klorida dalam sini. We don't only have magnesium chloride. Still got acid, isn't it? Masa ada acid kan? The problem is, how you going to separate the acid and the magnesium chloride? Dua-dua pun dalam larutan. Nampak tak? This is the most important thing for you to understand. Ini benda paling penting yang awak kena faham. Dalam beaker sekarang, dalam beaker sekarang, ada magnesium chloride dalam bentuk larutan aqueous, in the form of aqueous solution. And we also have the acid in the form of aqueous solution. Ion dia semua bercampur. Macam mana kita nak asingkan dia? Faham tak? Understand or not? This is the problem. This is the problem. Inilah masalahnya. So, kita tak boleh asingkan magnesium chloride yang tulen. We cannot separate a pure magnesium chloride. Cannot. What is the solution? Apa penyelesaian dia? So, jadi sekarang apa kita buat? Tambah lagi magnesium oksida. Tambah. Add, keep adding magnesium oksida. Add. Sampai acid habis. Yes. Until the acid finish. Faham tak? Sampai acid habis. Bila acid dah habis, when the acid finish ready, no more acid, tak ada lagi acid dalam campuran tindak balas. No more acid in the reaction mixture. Right? Then, kita tambah Macam mana kita tahu tadi acid? How do you know got no acid? That means kita tambah magnesium oksida sampai dia tak larut lagi. You add the magnesium oxide until it doesn't dissolve anymore. Okay, understand? Dua perkara di sini, two things here. Number one, now you understand why. Sekarang awak faham kenapa kita guna magnesium oksida. Because magnesium oksida tak larut dalam air. It doesn't dissolve in water. Right? It doesn't dissolve in water. Jadi, kalau dia sudah berlebihan, if it is in excess, we can see. Kita boleh nampak. You can see got magnesium oxide there. Faham tak? Sebab dia memang takkan larut. If there's no reaction, it doesn't dissolve. Kalau tak ada tindak balas, dia tak larut. Clear? Clear? So sampai bukan ada precipitate. Sampai magnesium oksida berlebihan. We just say until excess. How do we know excess? Practically macam mana kita tahu dia berlebihan? Dia sudah tak larut lagi. It doesn't dissolve anymore. Because no more reaction. No more reaction. Faham? Clear? Understand or not? Okay. So now, bila magnesium oksida berlebihan, when the magnesium oxide is in excess, right? What will we get? Campuran tindak balas ini ada apa? What do we have? Dalam sini adalah serbuk magnesium oksida yang tinggal. So now the reaction mixture, dia ada magnesium chloride. We have the magnesium chloride. Okay, we have magnesium chloride solution. Ada air. Tetapi sekarang ada magnesium oksida. Now we also have magnesium oxide. Once again, we don't have the pure salt. Kita tak ada garam tulen. Right? We don't have the pure salt. But, tetapi, sekarang, campuran ini, kita ada magnesium chloride dalam bentuk aqueous, in the aqueous form. And, kita ada magnesium oksida dalam bentuk apa? In what form? Dalam bentuk apa? Dalam bentuk, yes, in the solid form, bentuk pepejal. Senang tak untuk asingkan dia? Is it easy to separate? Is it easy to separate? Yes. Yes. So this is what we want. Faham tak? Inilah apa yang kita nak. Right? Yes. Turas. Filter. Inilah yang apa kita nak. What we want is, kita nak guna salah satu bahan tindak balas itu, one of the reactions, the reactant, which is not the acid lah, yang bukan acid, because acid kita tak boleh guna pepejal. Acid is soluble, right? Acid by definition is soluble. Acid memang larut, kan? Okay. So, bahan tindak balas yang lagi satu, kita nak gunakan pepejal yang tak larut. Kecuali dia bertindak balas dengan acid. We want to use a solid that is insoluble, except when it is reacting with the acid. Does that make sense or not? Because, sebab, kita boleh tambah sampai berlebihan, you can add until excess, and after that, senang untuk kita turaskan dia. It's very easy to just filter it out. Understand? Faham? Okay? This is the concept. Ini konsep dia. So now, let me ask you, somebody asked just now, what about the nitrate salts? Macam mana pula dengan garam nitrate? How come it's not in the SEP, right? Very good question. Because bahagian nitrate ini datang daripada acid. The nitrate part comes from the acid. So for example, if I want to prepare, kalau saya nak menyediakan magnesium nitrate, right? Okay. So what can I use to supply the magnesium? Apa yang saya boleh guna untuk membekalkan magnesium? What do we use? Come on guys, magnesium oxide, very good. Boleh gunakan magnesium oksida lagi? Anything else? What else? Can we use the carbonate? Magnesium chloride tak boleh because it's a soluble, right? And it won't react with the acid. Magnesium, yes, you can use magnesium metal. Logam magnesium boleh, tapi kena panaskan. Magnesium carbonate, very good. Magnesium carbonate. Kan? Kita boleh guna salah satu daripada ini. You only choose the oxide, the carbonate. If reactive metal, you can use the metal. Kalau logam reactive, kita boleh guna logam. Kalau tak, guna carbonate, guna oksida. Okay? Always remember your priority is the oxide or the carbonate. Okay? Okay. So kita boleh guna ini. What about the nitrate? Nitrate ini akan datang daripada apa? Nitrate will come from what? Apa yang akan membekalkan nitrate? What will supply the nitrate for the salt? Very good. Acid. So kita pakai acid nitric lah. Ha. Okay. Faham tak? Okay, we use acid nitric. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, ini adalah untuk garam. Garam terlarutkan bukan NaC. It's the non-sap soluble salts. The non-sap soluble salts. Let's explore the sap salt. Garam sap. Garam NaC. Why we cannot do this? Kenapa kita tak boleh guna kaedah ini? Come, let's explore. Katakan saya nak, let's say I want sodium chloride this time. Kali ini saya nak natrium chloride dah. Okay, let me use another one. Sodium sulfate. Natrium sulfate. Okay lah. Okay, so sulfate ini dia akan dibekalkan oleh, sulfate will be supplied by what? Sulfate akan dibekalkan oleh? Come on guys. Come on. Sulfuric acid, very good. Acid sulfuric, that's right. Very good. So acid sulfuric akan membekalkan ion sulfate. Okay, now you see, listen carefully, dengar baik-baik. So sodium, what are the possibilities? Kalau kita guna kaedah yang sama, if you use reaction with acid, okay, then the first one will be sodium oxide, isn't it? Natrium oxide. Can you think back, ingat balik apa yang kita belajar dalam kumpulan satu group 1, okay, what we learn from group 1. Can you think back, what is the problem ya? Cikgu sudah terangkan proses dia. I already explained the process, the whole process to you, right? This one, right? In this practically, what is the issue? What is the issue? Apa masalahnya? Apa masalah dia? No, cannot use sodium chloride. We cannot use salt, guys. Ini dia mesti datang daripada, it must come either from metal oxide, logam oksida, or metal carbonate, logam carbonate, ataupun logam reaktif. You cannot use anything else. Okay, because dia perlu bertindak balas dengan acid. It has to react with the acid. Only these three things will react with the acid. Hanya tiga benda ni akan bertindak balas dengan acid. Please remember that. Okay, so what is the problem? Bertindak balas dengan air. Very good. Very good. That is exactly right. Okay, do you remember kumpulan 1, group 1, what happens to sodium oxide in water? Apa yang berlaku natrium oksida dalam air? Bukan dalam acid, not in acid, just water, air saja. Air saja, ingat tak? What will we get? Yes, tindak balas dia sangat reaktif. Yes, it is very reactive, it's explosive. But what will happen? We will get, kita akan dapat apa? What will we get? Not acidic. Sodium hydroxide, very good. Natrium hydroxide. Betul. Very good. So can you see? Let's start back the process. Kita mula balik proses. Okay. Kita mula balik proses. So now kita mula dengan acid sulfuric. We start with sulfuric acid. Practically kita mula dengan acid sulfuric. Okay. H2SO4. Okay. Then kita tambah, you add the sodium oxide, natrium oxide. Kita tambah. Okay, what will happen? Mula-mula, in the beginning, bila kita tambah natrium oxide, when you add the sodium oxide in the beginning, okay, dia akan bertindak balas dengan acid. It will react with the acid. Okay lah, no problem lah. Tambah acid, H2SO4. So, kita akan dapat natrium sulfate, sodium sulfate, and water. Okay. Okay lah. So, what happen now? Okay. Bila kita tambah pada awalnya, memang takkan ada natrium oxide because acid is in excess. Acid berlebihan, betul tak? Ada lebihan acid. So, apa yang ada di sini? What will be there? Ada acid. Got acid. Okay. And then, ada garam ini. Now, sodium sulfate is soluble. Terlarutkan. Terlarutkan maksudnya aqueous. Okay. And then, water is liquid lah. Cair. Okay. Then, acid of course is aqueous. Okay. So, what happened? Ada acid, ada natrium sulfate, dan ada air. Semua pun, all also, this is aqueous, this is liquid. So, semua bercampur. Everything mixes together. Can we separate the salt? Boleh tak kita asingkan garam pada peringkat ini? At this stage? Can or not? Boleh tak kita asingkan natrium sulfate ini? The sodium sulfate? Can no? Tak boleh. Semua bercampur macam mana kan? Right? All also aqueous solution. Semua pun larutan aqueous air. Tak boleh. So, what do we do? Tambah lagi natrium oxide. Tambah, 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 tambah. Sampai acid habis. Acid habis. No more acid. Finish. Finish. Tak ada acid lagi. Okay? But now, but now, but now, bila kita tambah natrium oxide natrium oxide, when you add sodium oxide here, what will happen? Tak ada acid tau. No more acid No more acid No more acid. Bila kita tambah natrium oxide lagi, adakah dia akan larut? Will it dissolve? Will it dissolve? Think, think, think. Tak, tak. It will dissolve. Anybody knows why? Siapa tahu kenapa? Kenapa dia larut? Tak ada acid. No more acid. No more acid. Tapi, but, no, not because of snap. Very good. Tak ada acid tapi ada air. Got water. There is water. Jadi, bila kita tambah lagi, dia akan bertindak balas macam ini. It will react with the water. Faham tak? It will react with the water. So now we have another problem. Lepas dia sudah berlebihan, after the sodium oxide is in excess, now dia akan membentuk natrium hydroxide pula. Now we also have sodium hydroxide in the mix. Macam mana kita nak asingkan dia? You will never be able to separate it. Understand or not? Faham tak? This is the problem lah. Inilah masalahnya. Okay? Tak faham? See. Biasanya kalau pepejal ini adalah pepejal yang tak terlarut dalam air, if it is not soluble in water, right? Kalau dia tak terlarut dalam air, tak bertindak balas dengan air, doesn't dissolve in water, doesn't react with water, then it will remain a solid. Dia akan kekal pepejal macam ini. Dia akan kekal sebagai pepejal dan kita boleh turaskan dia. You can easily filter it. Correct? Correct? No point here because we want to what do you call that? We want to prepare the salt. Correct or not? Kita boleh turaskan dia. But the problem with sodium oxide, masalah dengan natrium oxide ialah dia boleh bertindak balas dengan air. It can react with water. It can react with water. Jadi, walaupun dia sudah berlebihan di sini, even though all the acid finish, dalam campuran tindak balas ini masih ada air. Kan? Got water, isn't it? So, what will happen? Dia akan bertindak balas dengan natrium oxide. Sodium oxide will react with the water. Dia takkan kekal sebagai pepejal. It won't remain as a solid. It will still dissolve. And dia akan tambah lagi masalah. Dia akan tambah lagi satu bahan ke dalam campuran tindak balas. It will add another substance into the mixture. Sodium hydroxide. Understand? Understand? Faham tak? Okay. This is why. So this is the same problem for potassium. Kalium pun sama lah. Kumpulan satu kan. Group 1, isn't it? That's why garam terlarutkan natrium, kalium and ammonium. And ammonium. Okay. Tiga-tiga ini tak boleh guna karbonat oksida logam. Tak boleh, cannot. Understand? Does it make sense or not? Okay? That's why. Sebab pepejal dia memang larut. It is a soluble solid. Cannot. We cannot separate. That's why, apa kaedah yang kita pakai? What method do we use? That's why we have to use titration. Pentitratan. Okay. Titration is how class? Pentitratan macam mana? Okay. So that will be the one that we are going to learn here. Peneutralan here. Okay, the first one. Okay. Tengok activity dia. So before we go into the activity, do you understand? Faham tak? Untuk garam terlarutkan, kenapa kita ada dua kaedah? Any questions there? Ada soalan di sini tak? Are you all okay? Sodium oxide produce water and then react with sodium oxide. Yes, that's right. Correct. But in the beginning also got water, isn't it? Because the acid is a aqueous solution, right? Acid pada awalnya adalah larutan aqueous, betul tak? Jadi memang sudah ada air. Even before the water forms from the reaction, already got water. Huh? Okay. Can, of course, of course. Go ahead, no worries. Yes, acid plus base, alkaline and water. Okay. Okay. Now, before we dive into this, let me give you another 3 minute break. Just take a short break. It's quite a intensive session. Okay. Short break, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Come, let's take a break.